afternoon, happy Friday. This is Sean LaBelle of the Dekker Hewett Group. It was another week of losses here as volatility did persist. We're actually at 8 straight weekly declines right now in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You've got to go back almost 100 years before you had 8 consecutive weeks of declines. 1923 was the last time we saw that. The NASDAQ, meanwhile, which has obviously seen the most weakness in North American indices, which is down around 30% this year, is down for 7 consecutive weeks. You've got to go back to 2000 to see 7 straight weekly declines. So we're seeing some very broad-based and consistent selling. At the heart of it all is the ongoing inflation conversation. So we're going to dive into that a little bit more in this week's Market Watch Weekly. More specifically, it looks at the CPI data that came out 2 weeks ago in the United States. You need to see a period of sustained improvement in inflation before any sort of green shoots in the market are to be sustained and perhaps build off of. So we're starting to see a little bit improvements in the data, but we do believe you'll probably need another sort of month before there's any conviction buying in the market in terms of that data, unless something else comes out in between. So we encourage you guys to have a read of that data. There's also a really interesting table in there that just looks at prior bear market conditions. It's worth remembering that we get one basically every decade. More interestingly, there's actually been 5 in the last 20 years. The average drawdown of the bear market is around 25%. So with the S&P 500 now down around 20%, you're pretty close to what an average bear market would mean for a market. More interestingly, there's also been 5 in the last 20 years that were during an ongoing bull market. So market weakness of this magnitude doesn't necessarily imply a recession or anything of the like. Bear markets within an ongoing bull market have happened and are relatively common. So we encourage you guys to have a look at that table, and we'll end it there. I hope everyone enjoys the upcoming long weekend, and we will talk to you again next week.